one of the reasons I like coming here, not just because of the smell, but is to remind myself what real cars look like and what level of finish they have on them. So I'm just about to do the second guard today, wiring the edge. So I find it really useful to look at actual cars, and they're not perfect. I'm looking at them with a super critical eye, of course. And interestingly, you can see on this one how it's got that little kick up, and you can see how it pinches in a little bit where that kick is. Mine are doing the exact same thing. It kind of makes sense from the point of view of the metal and what the metal's doing. This guard's obviously had a knock. You can see it's crooked. You see that top leftmost mounting bolt has a big dent around it. Whereas these ones are sitting quite proud. Same on that front one. These are modern things, not too worried about those. Here's the car my friend Joss helped make in a very short amount of time for the Bruce McLaren film. Race cars, they're pretty rough. These ones are nice. That one's leaking. The pre-war stuff. When I was doing my guards, I was thinking, thank goodness I'm not doing them in aluminium, because you'd see every single mark. So you can see these ones have to be absolutely perfect. It's all polished. If you look really closely, you can actually see where the weld lines are. You can see little pinholes and things. And again, this one, it's not perfect on the edges. Same in around there. It's a Bugatti. I'd expect this to be pretty nice. A few wobbles on the edges. But again, of course, I'm being super critical. And this is one of the colours I've been considering, this kind of maroon. Probably not as flat as this one. This one's pretty flat. Uh-oh. Probably have to stop filming, I'll probably get copyright pinged for that. But anyway, I'm going to finish looking around and head home. Here's my proof I made it to Southwards. As you can see, it's packed as always. So let's see if it's leaked anything. It is still a bit buzzy. I need to figure out what that is. I don't know what it could be, to be honest. Possibly something under the fuel tank, maybe the side covers, but it's not leaking. That's good. We'll see if it restarts. back home. It's getting hot. And as soon as I got home, I thought I'll pull the spark plugs and see what they look like. And let's see. Looks really good. That's the left one. Nice tan colour. Pull the other one as well. Everything's a bit hot. Let's do that up. Oh, it's left the boot behind. Oh, hot, hot. I bought this little tube spanner specifically for doing this. Yeah, that one looks good as well. I don't have my little tripod hand-holdy thing. So, yeah, I think that's good. Nothing seems to leak. I think the rattle is this. It resonates. So what I will do is cut a piece of foam, I think. A couple of foam pads in there, just to put a bit of pressure on it. That should stop it rattling. And 88. One thing I realized is if you're in top gear, there's like no torque. So I got up to about 80k, I was in 5th, and then I got to the 100k road and full throttle and not a lot happens. So you have to remember to drop down a few gears, get it back into the power band, I guess, and then it'll speed up. I think this doesn't show me every time you turn this off and then back on, it resets. So I got to 88k that time. I was going on a 100k road. I think I got to 97 if I remember correctly. So it can go the speed limit. Much happier just poodling around at sort of 50k though. I feel a lot happier doing that. I mean, but no, it's good. Need to check the front tire pressure. That seems a bit soft. Shocks seem fine. I could adjust them and see what difference it makes, but one of the roads I come along, that 100k road, is actually really bumpy, so it was fine along there. You do start noticing the wind once you're above 80k or so, the wind resistance, you start feeling it. And no, other than that, it was good. The only things I need to practice are giving it enough throttle from a start. I need to get better at that. You just need a lot more throttle than you think, especially if you're on any sort of slope. And I did forget to turn the fuel on when I left Southwards. So going along the main road there, which is an 80k road, it started conking out. So I pulled over to the side. It's a big wide road, so that was no problem. But no, getting better. It's late Sunday afternoon now, and need to start cleaning up the mess. There's grinding dust and crap everywhere. All of my clamps. I had to use all of these when I was doing the wired edge on the guards, but they've come out okay. I did have to do some creative welding around the back. It's quite hard to get you've got the wire inside there, and sometimes you can't get the metal wrapped all the way around the wire. So what I found is you can build it up with weld. You sort of weld through the sheet metal because there's a wire there. So, you know, this actually gives you something that's decent to weld to, and you can build it up with MIG weld and then grind it back. Which, okay, it's probably a bit of a bodge, but it seems to work. I think people actually do that trick to build up door edges and things like that on hot rods. So build up the edge with MIG weld and then grind it back to get the gaps nice. But those have come out okay. This one is a little bit bent. I need to flatten that little tail off just a little bit. That's from the hammering. But I'll chuck these on the car and see what they look like. The other thing I should add is when you're welding this stuff, you have to wear a mask because it's zinc galvanized wire. So when you weld it, the galvanizing burns off and the fumes are really toxic. So they make a mess and they make the welds all crappy. But because I'm doing it after the fact, there's no way to really get rid of that zinc apart from burning it off. So I was just being a bit careful with that. But I have to get the positioning right, but you can't really see. It's not enough room. I think they're going to be okay. Yeah. Now I wish I did that on the back of these ones. But it's a bit late to do that now. And you can see I still need to bring the sides out a little bit by hammering around the corners. These ones are good. Those ones definitely pinch in. You can see they're still very inconsistent. So yeah, a bit more smoothing out to do, but that's the basic shape. And yeah, I think they'll look okay. May have a bit of a twist in them as well. Oh, I think it's just sitting crooked on the block. The block's leaning over. So yeah, you can see these edges go too squarely in at the moment. They need to round out a little bit, give them that fatness. And you can see like I think that the white car I was looking at Southwards today, I think it's a Marantz, something like that. With the guards with the kick, you could see on that one as well, it pinches in here. And I think it's because of the nature of this sort of curve where it reverses around. I think it pulls the edges in. Unless they did it deliberately, but that would be a pain to make. It's hard enough to make these. But you can see here where this edge is pulled out a bit, so I need to match that all the way around. That should be pretty easy. But I've had enough hammering and grinding for the day. My throat's a bit sore from some of the dust. I think those rear guards are going to work pretty well.